Hi, I'm Coach Tanya, and I want to talk to you for a few minutes about a vegan diet. The past, the past couple weeks, I've had the conversation with quite a few people. So I said, you know what, let me just sit down, make a short video, and go over some pointers that are important to me that I think will help you. So if you're thinking about transitioning to a plant-based diet or becoming a vegan, listen in. If you're not, maybe share it with someone else who you know is interested. So I made some notes because there are quite a few things that I wanted to say to you. Okay, so my diet is plant-based, but there are many labels for it. People call themselves vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian. There are a lot of labels. So if you go on the internet and you search Google, you'll find a lot of different labels, and it depends on whether you eat seafood or certain kinds of seafood. There's people who don't eat don't eat meat, but they eat dairy. So there's a lot of different labels. I consider myself, I'm not a big label person, but I consider myself to be a vegan, and I have a plant-based diet. That is a lifestyle for me. People choose the lifestyle for a lot of different reasons. And as I said, lately I've had a lot of discussions with people asking me, why did I become vegan? What do I eat? What do I call myself? Like the list goes on and on. So again, that's why I'm doing this. Let's see, what do I want to say? Okay, so I have 10 points that I want to make. I want to make 10 points with you about changing your diet to this alternative lifestyle. And I say lifestyle versus diet because it is a way of life. So my first point is this. Just because you give up meat, it does not mean you are going to automatically lose weight. Okay? That is a myth. That's a myth. And as with anything else, it depends on what you're eating. You still need to watch your sugar intake. You still need to look at the amount of fats that are in the foods that you eat. You still need to exercise. So there are a host of foods out there that are not healthy, which leads me to my second point. Well, actually, let me go back because it was something I wanted to say. So I grew up with several aunts who were vegans, and a cousin who was a vegan. They didn't eat any meat. They didn't eat anything plant-based at all. And then there was my mom, who is now September the 11th, she will celebrate her 87th birthday. My mom smoked unfiltered cigarettes her entire life. She drank pretty often throughout her life. And her two vegan sisters, they're dead. It's not funny, but they're gone. My cousin, who was 4 years older than me, she died about 5 or 6 years ago, and she was plant-based. So just because you eat plant-based, just because that's your lifestyle, it doesn't mean that nothing is guaranteed. So just know that. So mom, the smoker, the drinker, the partier, she outlived them all. She 87. There was 13 siblings, and there are only 3 left, and my mom is one. So, point 1. Okay, the second point I want to make is that there's such a thing as unhealthy plant-based foods, okay? If you eat plant-based, if you're a vegan, vegetarian, whatever your label is for yourself, if you talk to anyone who identifies with that, there's still, people, I still like cookies. There's still potato chips, there's still cheese curls, there's still everything that you eat except for meat is available in vegan style. So there's food that still has sugar in it. There's food that still have lots of sodium and salt in it. So all of that is still there. So please know that because a package says vegan friendly, that is not an automatic, it's a healthy food item. It's not at all. Which leads me to my third point, and that is you should still read labels for content. Dairy products such as milk and eggs and other items are often hidden in these food products. They, just like sugar has many names, so does milk, and so does other and eggs. So it may say vegetarian friendly. Well, vegetarians, don't kill me if I get this wrong, because as I said, there's so many different labels, but some plant-based or vegetarians consume dairy products. I don't, which is why I call myself a vegan, if you ask me, if I have to label myself. So yeah, you should still read the labels, not just for the content of whether it has egg or dairy products, but you should still be reading the label for the sugar. You should still be looking at the sodium. You should still be looking at the saturated fat, because all of that is still going to affect your health. Point 4, water still matters. So regardless of what your lifestyle is, you should drink water. It's good for your skin, it's good for your joints, it's good for your cells, it's good for your heart. Water is one of the most important beverages, food items that you can put in your body. A general rule is to drink about half your body weight in ounces, depending on your lifestyle and what you're doing. If you work outdoors in the summer and it's hot outside, you may need to drink more water. If you're an athlete, your child or children play sports outside in the summer, they're playing football or soccer or what have you, they are going to need more water. So regardless of whatever your lifestyle is, you still need to drink water. My 5th point, packaged goods are still packaged goods. Processed food is still processed food. About 8 or 9 years ago, I started to eat clean. And eating clean means you try to eat a lifestyle with as few processed foods as possible. Processed meaning it's been a factory somewhere and it's gone through some kind of something that has changed the texture, the color, something that has changed it outside of just the food being cooked. Additives, food colorings, and so forth. I read a book a while back called The Eat Clean Diet by Tosca Reno, as in Reno, Nevada. That's not where she's from, but that's her last name. And the book intrigued me because it wasn't a book about going on a diet. It was about a diet that's a lifestyle. And she talked about how much weight she lost, but even more so, she talked about how her change in her lifestyle and her diet affected her overall health and her fitness levels. So I started adopting some of the things that she was doing, and I noticed a difference. So it's not a diet as in you're eliminating foods. It's more of a diet in terms of a lifestyle. So not all vegans eat clean. That's my preference. I ate clean beforehand, and I still do. Not as much. I started, let's see, it's 5, 6, 7. So I've been eating clean for about 8 or 9 years. About 7 years ago, I started, I competed in my first bodybuilding competition, and the eating clean made a big difference in my performance, as well, performance in terms of being in the gym, being able to lift heavy weights, being able to recover, and being able to lift, to build body mass, to build that muscle. So that's why I ate clean. That's why I started eating clean. So that is important. Number 6, consider your health. Are you diabetic? Do you have high blood pressure? Do you have some other health issue? Vegans have health issues too. Just because you're a vegetarian or just because you don't eat meat does not mean that you don't have health issues. So please don't think that it's a magic pill, because it's not. It's not a magic pill. Everything isn't going to magically go away. So you need to be aware of that, and also consult with your doctor. Point 7, vegans consume alcohol. At least this one do. I consume alcohol. I try to, when I'm competing, I try to drink clean. I know, like, what the heck does that mean? Drink clean? Like, come on, girl, for real? No, really. So my trainer, Anita, who taught me and prepared me for my for bodybuilding, taught me that if I was going to drink, which was rare while I was competing, I would drink something like a vodka with salsa water. So I didn't drink margaritas and all those wonderful drinks with the mojitos with all the sugary additives in them. No. So drinking clean is. So that's drinking clean. But generally speaking, for me, I like my glass of wine in the evening. Not every single night, but I do enjoy my wine. So I won't be giving that up. So if that breaks some kind of vegan, vegetarian rule out there, oh well, I'm being true to myself, and I enjoy my glass of wine. And in the winter, in the summer when it's hot outside, I like my watermelon Ciroc. So anyway, vegans consume alcohol, at least this one. My 8th point is your nutrients matter. And I mentioned talking to your doctor about your decision to go plant-based, or whichever label you're going to identify with. Because depending on where you are, the stages in your life, whether you might be pregnant, you may have, you might be going through someone who has cancer and who's going through chemotherapy or what have you. Your diet will and can make a difference in your recovery. So please talk to your doctor. Now, if you're just generally speaking healthy and you don't have any health issues, and you go to your doctor and your doctor says, no, I don't believe in that plant-based lifestyle, listen, just get the blood work. That's what's important. The blood work is important because it's going to tell you where you are and if you have any deficiencies. And so having a starting point is a good idea. Your baseline, so you know where you are. So maybe 6 months later you go back and you get your blood work checked. What's going on there? For me, and this is not uncommon for vegetarians or vegans, and that is to have a B12 deficiency, and so I take a B12. The only other vitamins I take is vitamin C, because keep that immune system up, and then I take a D3, the whole calcium, for calcium. No, I don't take magnesium. I think I get a sufficient amount of magnesium, and I have not fallen deficient in that area. And I try to eat a variety of foods, variety of colors, switching it up, trying new foods. My rule is if I eliminate one item, then I have to add something else. So to keep it interesting, because if not, your diet can become boring, and once it becomes boring, you're going to lose interest in it. You will definitely lose interest. So again, point number 8 is make sure that you check with your doctor. Just have a check-in with your doctor. Number 9, you can build muscle on a plant-based diet. People think you cannot, but you can. So it involves doing some research, doing your homework, looking at what you can incorporate in your diet to replace the chicken, to replace the steak to replace the ground beef. Whatever it is you're eating, you can incorporate plenty of protein that will supplement, that will replace that meat that you were eating. And so let me say this. I'm not trying to talk anybody into my lifestyle. The purpose of this video is to help someone who is thinking about it. Someone who's thinking about becoming, someone who's thinking about eliminating meat products and plant and dairy products from their diet. That's who this video is for. Before I went plant-based, I had my protein powder, right? You know, on the road, you eat every 3 hours. I had my shakes, my protein shakes, and my go-to, my favorite was Gold Standard Whey Protein. Well, that's dairy. That's a dairy-based product. So that was one of the last items that I gave up. And so, it was really one of the last items. So I have a couple of different different plant-based powders, shakes that I use. I haven't really fallen in love with any one particular one yet. The texture is different. Some of them stick to the shaker or when I add them to my smoothie. Some have more flavors than others. So I'm still playing around, experimenting with them. The other disadvantage to it is with, say, the Gold Standard protein powder, it came in a big 5-gallon container. And I don't know, I think I was paying maybe around $48 or something like that for it. Well, now the plant-based powders, I haven't found one yet that comes in a 5-gallon container. So they come in smaller sizes, but they can be pricey. They're, 30, I've seen 29, 36, 40 something. And I try to buy my powders. I usually buy my powders from the vitamin store. I know I can get them on Amazon, but I haven't found, like I said, I haven't found one that I've fallen in love with. So I go to the vitamin store, and when there's a buy one, get one, that's when I buy. So you can build muscle. I'm actually thinking about how I can do one more show. Yeah, I want to do one more show. I just hit 55 and I want to do one more show. But this show, I want to do it vegan style. Yeah. So, I'm going to be, first I have to figure out how I can fit it into my schedule. But then, in addition to that, finding a good trainer and a nutritionist that can help me work through this, because I just want to prove all the naysayers wrong. That one, at 55, you can still build muscle. Yeah, look, it's a little bit. I haven't been lifting as much. And two, I'm curious about how my body responds to really consistent training for a show. I think it will be really good. I really do, because I've managed to hold on and maintain a decent amount of muscle mass without staying on a consistent every 3 hours X amount of protein per meal for an extended period of time. So that is my 9th point, is that you can build muscle mass on a plant-based diet. And my last point, takeaway for you, is to really forget about the labels and just listen to your body. Every body is different, right? We're made up differently. And so what works for one may not work for another. Experiment. Don't try to do this thing cold turkey. Start out slowly. Maybe eliminating your red meats first. And incorporating incorporating other protein-based food items to replace the red meat, but still eat your chicken or your seafood. Give yourself time, keep a food journal, Note how you feel. Do you feel better? Are you dragging? Are you lacking energy? What kind of sleep are you getting? What are the quality of foods you're eating? Look at all of that. And just take it gradually. Don't judge yourself. This is my second go around at eating vegan, at the lifestyle. I'm trying to think, I can't remember what year it was. But I don't know, maybe, I can't remember. But this is my second go around at it. And I'm definitely much more successful this time, but it's because I did the research. I did reading. I read everything I can. There's all kinds of Facebook groups for plant-based lifestyles. Talk to people. I have a few people, my go-tos, that have given me encouragement, but also given me tips and pointers. Don't be afraid to try new foods. I'm always game for trying something new. And here's a big one. It's okay to cheat. Okay? I'll give you an example. First of all, I'm not the person who, when I'm out with my friends, they'll all tell you, if we decide, we're going out to dinner, we're going to hang out, they know that they don't have to look for a plant-based restaurant. They don't have to look for a restaurant that has a plant-based menu. I don't care about that. I care more about my experience of being with the people that matter to me. So for me, I can always eat, give me two orders of whatever vegetables they have and a sweet potato. That works. I've gone out to breakfast with friends and I've had spinach and oatmeal and they're like, oh my God, that's gross. It works for me. Everyone is different. Now, if I've had occasionally, I'm away from home, I'm away, and I've been out all day or been out for the weekend and I really haven't had any protein, that's not good. So what my cheat is, shrimp or lobster. That's it. Those are my cheats. You will not see me eating a chicken. Those are my cheats. And you know what? I do it guiltlessly. I'm not guilty about it because I'm a human being. I'm not perfect. It's not about judgment. It's about feeling good about my choices and what I do for me. So yeah, do it and feel good about it. So guess what? If and when I do eat some shrimp, guess what? I feel so good about it. I'm not trying to hide it. I am tearing it up. I'm indulging it. I'm eating it mindfully. I'm sucking on the juices or whatever, however I'm eating it. But I enjoy it. And that's what I encourage you to do. Okay? Those are the main things I wanted to say to you. Experiment and have fun. Experiment and have fun with it. Something that I'm looking to try, not as a lifestyle, but I follow someone on Instagram, Fully Raw Christina. And so I want to experiment with just trying to eat fully raw for a week. Every now and then, try it and give my body a break and see what that feels like. Overall, I'll say this to you. I gave up red meat in 1994, so it's been a long time. But I gave up my salmon, I gave up the hot wings, I gave up my baked mac and cheese. Yeah, you couldn't have told me 10 years ago that I would not be eating baked macaroni and cheese. I still make big pans of it for the family for the holidays, but I don't eat it. But I feel really, really good. I feel healthy. I've got lots of energy. My skin is at its best. As you can see, my locks are growing like weeds, okay, which can be attributed, look at that. That can be contributed, that's almost down to my belly button. Yeah. They're growing because of how I eat. I will say this to you, again, pay attention to your body. When I don't drink water, when I don't get enough water, that's when I feel drained. That's when I feel drained. That's when I'm dragging, I'm not feeling my best. So I have to make sure I get my water in every day. I've got energy. My friends will tell you that. We go out dancing, like, I want to dance all night. Got to recover the next day, but still. So anyway, I hope that this video helps you in some way. If you have a question for me, I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. This is where this is. Hopefully my video is not too long. At TanyaFKane.com. You can always email me. And also, I started a group. Then I'm going to go for real. I started a group on Thursday nights to improve your awareness on mindfulness. So we meditate on Thursday nights at 7:30. It's called Namaste Thursday, a space, a room to breathe. If you're interested, send me a message, or you can look for it in events on Facebook. But we just meditate, that's it. We just breathe for a few, and nice way to end the week and get ready for Friday. So with that said, thank you, and good luck if you're going vegan. Bye.